So, UFC 317 will be headlined by Ilia Topuria taking on Charlz Oliveira for that vacant lightweight title.
Nothing lasts forever in MMA. Not title reigns, momentum, narratives, not even the sense of order we think the sport has. In a sport like this, things change fast, and the UFC lightweight division just got turned on its head. With Islam Makhachev moving on, the belt is up for grabs. And now, two of the most violent finishers in the game are coming to claim it.
He's come out and said, on June 28th, another dream will come true. I'll be the champion of the lightweight division. Charlz, my apologies in advance. I'm just fighting for my dreams.
To be the world champion that defended 3 times, has more submissions than anyone in UFC history. This is Charlz Oliveira we're talking about.
Ilia Topuria, complete, composed, undefeated and unapologetic, was already the king at 145. Now he's chasing glory 2 divisions deep, looking to claim another throne and shut down another legend. But that legend is Charlz Oliveira, the all-time submission and finish leader, former lightweight champ and pure artist of chaos with a habit of pulling brilliance from the fire. At UFC 317, it's precision versus pressure, a new era rising and an old one refusing to fade. And the winner will be crowned with one of the most prestigious titles in the sport.
He's a dangerous guy in the ground, but when he feels that you are more powerful, he gives up fast.
Eu já vi muitos desses caras que falaram muita coisa, que eu desisto, que eu vou perder, que vai me nocautear, que vai finalizar, e aí chega na hora e eles não fazem nada. Então, essa outra chegou na oportunidade gigantesca, eu vou nocautear esse cara, essa é ela.
Let's take an inside look into UFC 317. The main event of UFC 317 might not technically be a super fight, but it certainly feels like a collision of worlds as the surging former featherweight champion Ilia Topuria tests the waters of the lightweight division once more. This time as an elite presence, with a chance at dual weight glory in front of him.
So what makes you want to move up to 155?
I don't like to be a bully and fight with people that I know 100% that I'm gonna whoop his ass, you know? I like to fight with people that the fans think that it's gonna be very competitive.
After back-to-back highlight reel finishes over 2 truly beloved fighters in Alexander Volkanovski and Max Holloway, Ilia could not be matched up with a bigger fan favorite to possibly extend his win streak against. Charlz Oliveira is not just immensely popular because he's a great fighter, or even because he has a ridiculous track record when it comes to scoring finishes, but he also represents something greater. His story is the type of career comeback that reminds us why we love this sport in the first place. From losing time and time again, to being written off as a quitter and someone who chokes when the challenge becomes too great, Charlz built himself back up, slowly convincing the world that he was, in fact, an all-time great lightweight. His championship run made him a legend of the game, a fighter who's impossible to hate. He stopped being the fighter who folded under pressure and became the one who thrived in it.
His journey is one of the most incredible stories in all of MMA. You know, this is a guy that when he was born couldn't walk properly, had problems with his legs, which is why his family got him into jiu-jitsu. And then he went on this incredible journey in the sport, and then he became an also-ran kind of fighter in the middle of the division. And then suddenly something clicked and he became the absolute finishing machine that he still is. The record holder, the champion, everything else. He walks, talks and carries himself like a UFC champion.
The question now is whether all that damage and his losses to Islam Makhachev and Arman Tsarukyan have spelled the end of his fighting prime. Sure, he beat Beneil Dariush and Michael Chandler, but this is an entirely different level of test.
Ilia Topuria says, I feel really sorry for Charlz. Whatever is least painful for him, that's what I'll do because I like him a lot.
Ilia Topuria is the complete package. A power puncher with surgical boxing who stalks his prey in a way that will no doubt be terrifying for any big Oliveira fans on fight night. But it's not just his work on the feet. Ilia's base is actually in grappling. And in his earliest fights, before he developed his physicality and striking mechanics, he would simply rush for the takedown, advance position, and submit.
The people didn't realize that my background comes from wrestling, from the ground game. I grew up with wrestling and with BJJ. And I developed my skills when I was 20 years old in boxing game. But my best skills, are on the ground.
This is a guy who wasn't afraid to follow a BJJ ace like Ryan Hall to the ground, and he was able to finish him there too. But it's not like Charles isn't extremely well-rounded too, because he is. But the durability will definitely favor Topuria here. In a firefight, anything can happen, and Charles's ability to hurt opponents on the feet is pretty underrated. He dropped Gaethje, and he KO'd Chandler with his hands. And against a short opponent like Ilia, who knows how those long front kicks up the middle will come into play.
Funky kicks, all those things. Ilia's really good at keeping his hands defensively right by his chin, but he swipes away really well with the kicks.
But it's Ilia's fight IQ and that eerie, almost unsettling calm he carries that makes it feel like it's just a matter of time before he finds his opening. And once he makes that read, his ability to find the chin with a kill shot is among the best in the entire sport.
So with this extra 10 pounds, how much better do you think you'll be able to perform inside the octagon? Because I would imagine physically that's got to take a toll on you. As good as your performances were, your body could not have been operating at 100%.
100%. You are going to see me at 155 that I'm going to touch someone and I'm going to take his lights out. Even if I don't need to touch his chin. I just touch his head and it will explode. I feel so powerful at that weight class. So powerful, so stable in the ground. Like, do you want to wrestle? Let's wrestle. No problem. And I have the gas tank for 5 days, not 5 rounds.
There's a very good chance that this fight will hit the mat at some point, whether as the result of a knockdown or just through the sheer chaos of what these men are about to produce. We have to remember that Ilia is the one stepping up in weight, and though he did show his KO power at 155 before, he was also dropped by Jai Herbert in that very same fight. Sure, he's definitely maturing into his physical frame with age, but this is a guy who competed at bantamweight a couple of times before signing with the UFC. And in there with a guy like Charles, even the slightest mistake can have truly dire consequences.
It's going to be interesting because Charles is a big motherfucker.
Yeah, he is.
And Ilia's like, he's thick, but he's not tall. No, but he's super thick, so it's going to be an interesting size discrepancy.
I'm wondering if this guy demands a little bit more respect as the greatest finisher in UFC history, as somebody who can stop you on your feet as well as submit you out of most scenarios. And, oh, by the way, former champion, dangerous as shit.
The problem he's got with Ilia is there's no blueprints. There's many blueprints to beat Charles Oliveira. He's lost many times in his career, but that recklessness does put him into compromising situations, and he can be stopped, he can be submitted. We've seen both. Ilia, there is no blueprints. There's no way to beat this guy. But Charles is Charles. Charlie Olives is a special individual. Hall of Fame fighters do miraculous things when opportunities are presented to them.
When I look at the technicalities of each guy, Ilia Topuria is the better guy. Will he present the opportunities for Charles to be Charles? Or will it be a clinic?
I just look at this fight, they're so well matched. It's the question of who's going to land.
This isn't just another title fight. It's one of the most significant matchups in recent memory for one of the sport's most prestigious belts. It's a defining moment for both fighters, with far more than just a championship on the line. Undefeated records, hard-earned legacies, and the chance to prove who belongs at the very pinnacle right now. Victory or defeat here will reshape the trajectory of their careers, and the impact will be felt long after the final bell.